From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, December the 23rd, 2024. Israel's Air Force today intercepted an unmanned aerial vehicle that was launched from Yemen. The IDF said the drone was intercepted before it crossed into Israeli territory. The incident this morning from Yemen follows a missile attack at Israel overnight Friday, when the IDF said a children's playground and houses were hit by a missile launched from Yemen by Houthi terrorists. This was in the area of Jaffa, South Tel Aviv. The IDF was investigating why interceptions of the missile failed. Magen David Adom paramedics said at least 14 people were treated by them, said to be in mild condition, hit by glass shards. Red alert sirens had sounded across central Israel at 3:45 in the morning local time, sending millions running for shelter. This was the second time in as many days for such an incident. If you recall, as we reported to you this past Thursday, a school in central Israel was hit by a surface-to-surface missile from the Houthis in Yemen, causing the building's partial collapse. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday, just as we have acted forcefully against the terror arms of Iran's axis of evil, so too will we act against the Houthis. However, in this case, he said, we are not acting alone. Like us, the U.S. and other countries see the Houthis not only as a threat to international maritime navigation, but to the international order as well. Therefore, he said, we will take forceful, determined, and sophisticated action. I will say this, even if it takes time, the result will be the same as it has been with the other terror arms. And staying with the Prime Minister, Netanyahu spoke to the Knesset today, noting the approach of the Jewish holiday of Chanukah, and said with the military accomplishments of the past year, the happiness cannot be complete, he said, until we get all the hostages home. The Prime Minister said there are many things he cannot discuss, presumably regarding any news on efforts towards a hostage deal with terror group Hamas, but said with great caution that there is some progress. The IDF, meanwhile, continues its operation battling Hamas in Gaza, eliminating terrorists and terror infrastructure. Also, Israeli forces maintaining their position in Lebanon, sharing video yesterday of locating and destroying a complex containing weapons depots in southern Lebanon. Turning now to Canada, where the JTA reports for the third time since May, a Jewish girls' school in Toronto was targeted with gunfire, causing some damage but no injuries. Beis Chayamushka is part of the Chabad Lubavitch network of schools. It was closed at the time of the gunshots overnight Friday, as it was with the other incidents earlier this year where arrests were made. Mayor Olivia Chow, responding to this latest incident, said enough is enough. Anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic attacks have no place in Toronto. She said the latest shooting at the elementary school is unacceptable. Every single anti-Semitic act is one too many in Toronto. The students and community of Beis Chayamushka have the right to learn and teach in a safe environment, free from hate and violence. Police are investigating. And police in Australia are said to have identified one of the men involved in an anti-Semitic protest in Melbourne Friday night, where a group of around 20 men dressed in black stood on the steps of Victoria's Parliament House chanting Nazi-era slogans and displaying a large banner that read, "Jews hate freedom." The far-right group was apparently demonstrating against plans to place new restrictions on protests due to rising anti-Semitism in the area. The Anti-Defamation League commended Victoria law enforcement for taking swift action. And staying with Australia, Israel's President Isaac Herzog and First Lady Michal hosted Australian journalist Erin Molan at the president's residence in Jerusalem today to thank her for speaking out and standing up for Israel in the media. Molan, making her first visit to the Jewish state, was terminated by Sky News earlier this month though she has declined to give the reason for her dismissal. But she has said that her and her family have been threatened because of her pro-Israel stance. A stance, she explained during a recent interview with Israel's Channel 12 News, that comes from her ability to see right from wrong. Herzog told Molan today, "Your voice is vital in a world overpopulated with lies, libels, and misinformation."
Because, you keep on being under this huge attack, endless attack of people who don't understand, who don't get the picture. We are the ones who are fighting for the free world here. We are the ones who are stopping this empire of evil. We're at this frontier of clash of civilizational values, and we are to blame. And here comes somebody who has an opinion and moral clarity, and we're very grateful, especially that you haven't set foot in Israel.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, December the 23rd. At 7 o'clock, FIDF CEO Steve Weil talks about Chanukah and Israel. At 8:30, Nathan Silver talks about his new film, Between the Temples. At 9, Raphael Shore is on L'chaim. At 10, it's Good Week, Israel, which is also coming up next. At 10:30, a replay of the news. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, December the 23rd, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.